Welcome straight to Battle Games, another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with host GBHL Damian, and this is match up of the day. So yes, welcome back to the Match Up of the Day studio. I'm your host GBHL Damian, and today I'm joined by
Chris Murfitt.
Chris Murfitt, friend of the channel, sterling wargamer.
Yes.
Friend of half of the channel.
3/4.
3/4 of the channel.
3/4.
We will have seen you before on a couple of videos.
I have been on some journey vlogs in background, player interview as well.
Cool.
Hashtag Eagle Gaffer.
Oh, quite here, Chuck.
Yes.
Oh, nightmare. Experienced player though.
Yeah.
Won some tournaments, a tournament?
One tournament.
One tournament, so very, very experienced in the game, very well placed to give your own punditry views.
I'm certainly opinionated.
Yeah. And of course we're here on a different day in the studio. David was here yesterday, Chris is here today. There's definitely not the same day, and David is definitely not over there.
And Damian's definitely not wearing the same clothes.
No. But here we are, and so we are here for round two of Group 2 today.
Yes.
But before we get on to that, obviously we haven't heard your views. You've done the same as everything's. We didn't mention it. We didn't mention it when David was here. If only he was still here. We could yesterday. David also has put his winner of the entire tournament in an envelope, just like I did last week and Jay did last week, and Chris has done today.
Yes.
So you have gone through the entire thing, picked a winner.
Yes.
We'll be opening that on the last episode of the show and seeing if you got anywhere close, along with your route to the final.
Yes.
So in this group of Goblin Town, Sharky's Ruffians, Rohan and the Fiefdoms, who have you got as your group winner?
Going against my army of choice, but I've got Rohan to top.
You got Rohan, so that's three of us who've all picked Rohan to top.
Yep.
Presumably same reasonings as yesterday.
Fight 5 AoE, throwing weapons, shields.
Yeah. And it
got
did,
a lot of tricks.
You saw it come off of them, even though most of them were aimed at Worm yesterday. 4 throwing spears, 7 throwing spears, 4 wounds.
Yeah.
If that's against the front line, it's going to be devastating.
Yeah.
And be a huge swing. Who have you got as your runner-up?
Goblin Town.
Goblin Town. So siding with your fellow Scot.
Yep.
David, he'll be pleased. So potentially there's a bit of a conflict of interest for us then. Going on today, because I of course had Sharky's Rogues to go through as the second runner-up. So today's matches, we have Fiefdoms versus Sharky's Rogues. As ever, we haven't seen the matches. Who have you got coming through that?
Hopefully Sharky's Rouges aren't left red-faced, but I do think that they will beat the Fiefdoms.
You think they'll come through? Yeah.
As much as I enjoy a man in a kilt, I don't think they're going to cope against that.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I would agree. I think they're going to take that. Interesting one after that though. Goblin Town v Rohan.
It is. I think Rohan will get there. The better defence, the throwing weapons will be a key part. Better fight value as well.
I think this is Rohan's toughest match.
Yeah. And
it'll be. I think there's going to be one volley of throwing spears.
If they can take out Grinner, I think that would be a turning point. But Grinner's probably the biggest threat. Because
they need to break him. If they break him, win priority and charge Grinner, game's over.
Yep.
But I think, it'll be tough. Yep. If they have one turn of shooting at them and they kill 2 or 3, I think they'll win. If they don't kill 2 or 3, I think they'll lose.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it to Rohan because I picked Rohan as group winners.
Fair enough.
So Rohan.
Yep.
So we're both going for Rohan and both going for Sharky's Rogues. Yeah, Sharky's Rogues. So we're now going to go and watch those games and we'll come back after that. And so we are back after seeing the games, and there we go, that is round 2. First up we had Sharky's Rouge versus the Fiefdoms.
Thankfully.
And we both picked Sharky's Rouge to go through. And?
The Spear Blushes.
They did indeed.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a fairly comfortable win. I noticed early on when Amble called a heroic march, you went,
Yep.
Can you explain that?
I don't really need to explain that. I then played out over the next few seconds where Sharky went immobilised.
Do you see that coming? Do you think
Yes.
he was going to do that? Is that the right play then at that point?
That's what I would have done.
Yeah. And it came off for him, of course. I think he immobilised him on a 6.
Yep.
And he used both will to resist to get the march
He
off.
used 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3. And it didn't come off for him.
No.
And at that point, we did hear something from Harry. It was a little
Evil
discomfort.
cackle.
Let's see if we can hear that.
Okay, so during Sharky's move, he's moved forward 4 inches and he's casting Immobilise on Angbor to try and stop that heroic march. Using 1 dice, gets a 6. We'll use 2 to resist.
Definite cackle.
Yeah, what do you think of that? I mean, you wouldn't think that comes out of
high
that.
stakes, high tensions.
He's a nice, smiley little package, and then that
I think
cackle.
we've seen his nickname Hothead Harry the last few
Yeah,
games.
first the dice, and the angry, bitter laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely changing, I think. After that, there was a 2 dice immobilise attempt on Angor. Again,
Interesting choice.
it drew another. There was all sorts of noises coming from Murfitt to my left.
It could have been indigestion, but it was far too many dice, especially when he only has 1 will left.
After that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
He
Angor?
used 2 dice to cast it on a 2+. Admittedly, he got a 2.
He did only get a 2 and a 1.
Could have been the 1 dice, could have been the 2, could have been the 1. We'll never know.
But yeah, it worked. It kept him off. I didn't think it was that pressing at that point. I didn't think it was that important to get it for me.
Probably wasn't important, but you need to think about the later stages of the games.
Yeah.
He had the numbers advantage. That's around the Vangbor, immobilised, game over.
The Sharkies Rouge were able to get 1 kill with shooting in advance to which again it's the 6-1 army.
Good defensive play by Jamie, keeping the clansmen at the back.
Yeah, and splitting off into 2s.
Yeah. he must have like Noah's
Because
Ark
it
or
makes them
something.
smaller targets.
Yeah, some interesting manoeuvres there, but
Just in the hope
seemed
it
to
just
have
baffle Harry. Well, where are they? Where are they gone? I don't see it. I noticed in a lot of fights Harry was stunning.
He is a good looking guy.
He's a nice looking guy, right?
I don't think that's stunning though.
What did you make of that?
Whether he was thinking he's not going to get the kill, so guarantee the win for the next fight.
Because he needs a he has lower fight value, so he's reversing that if he stuns him. He needs a 4+ to stun him or a 5+ to kill him.
Yeah. It's an interesting manoeuvre. It seemed to pay off for him. There was the one point where the archers could charge in on the 1 stunned axeman, which he then done and ganged up on him.
I suppose he's got that kind of massive numbers advantage at that point, that he's not desperate for kills. I noticed this time Jamie was much more decisive when he struck against Tom instantly. Who should I strike against?
It's always the best
Tom.
choice.
Killed him.
If you had a choice of killing between yourself and Tom, always go for Tom.
I appreciate that. So it was then I think it was Harry that said Damian became enraged at the same point I was cackling at the TV. So I think again, perhaps a misunderstanding of the true nature of our relationship there.
Yeah, I feel. To be fair, I think I did hear a cheer across the world when Tom died. Well, everywhere out of England, because he doesn't like anybody that's not English.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. There's one point where Harry shot into a combat. Again, a grumble from my left.
No real need.
I think it was two
putting
ruffians.
Putting Mr. Whippy in danger.
Yeah, it was 2 ruffians against a trapped clansman.
Yeah.
He fired into the combat. Is that the kind of recklessness of having that many numbers? Assuming he's going to be trapped.
The rogues, who knows?
They're red-faced and angry. Maybe they saw red.
That could be.
It could have been it. That guy though, bizarrely, that clansman did go on to win that fight.
That's true.
So maybe Harry knew somehow.
Maybe the Sharky kept his Palantir.
Hey. And Sharky then, of course, did actually kill Worm.
It was a sad moment.
For Worm?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Where do you stand on the casualty thing, in case it comes up again?
It's a difficult one.
Model. Yeah, good model. And then you kill him.
I think he's part of the original army list, so
Yeah, I think
therefore he would probably count as an evil casualty.
Towards breaking. Yeah, I don't agree. What do you think? And there was a whip kill right at the end, which everyone likes to see.
Yep, everybody likes a good whip.
Yeah. But yeah, in the end, a fairly comprehensive victory for Sharkies. Rouge keeping them in the competition, very importantly. Whereas, alas, the Fiefdoms are now out.
I'm sure everybody will be sad about that.
Yeah, they can go down the pub with Dunland. So yeah, then we moved on to game 2, which was Goblin Town versus Rohan. This was the big match of the round, I think. This was the one that was going to... These are your 2 winners and runners-up.
Yep.
We picked Rohan to come through, and that's how it played out.
Yep, throwing weapons, devastating.
Potentially...
I say devastating, there was some bad rounds, but he did get the kills.
I think potentially a little easier than I expected, in the end.
Yeah.
There was... the first 3 turns of shooting, Harry had 4 hits every turn out of 7, which is absurd.
Yes.
And then killed 1, 1 and 2, that's fairer. I think you'd expect maybe 3, because I think some of them were on 5s as well. So maybe 2 hits, maybe 1 kill, 10. So he managed to kill 4 before there were any. That was just in shooting, and then the turn after that, when he chucked throwing weapons in, he killed 2.
Yep. So the heroic move off was a key point.
So he'd killed 6 before they went anywhere near combat.
And
so
that just brings the one advantage the goblins have, the numbers down.
Yeah, which is what we'd said before, wasn't it? The whole kind of, if they can get lucky with their throwing weapons. So it was 8-7 model wise to Rohan before combat's fighting.
Yeah.
And I think then at that point it was fairly inevitable.
Yeah.
Jamie didn't help in his fights. He rolled.
He did like a 1.
He rolled 3 1s in a row to win the fight, which can you understand that?
Maybe he's sick of seeing the GBHL symbol.
It could be. I don't know why you'd do that at that point. I'd go for 5, 6s, somewhere in that.
Maybe he's been feeling sorry for Harry after some of the beatings he's been
and some of the things he's been saying.
First dead Rohan, is it? First dead Rohan, is it? First dead Rohan, is it?
I'm sure there was another cackle as well during that game.
What, from Harry? I think there were 2 noted cackles, yeah, indeed. But maybe that is, you can see, I think you can start to see the deterioration of that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, from the games going.
It's starting to resemble more Damian and Tom.
It is indeed. But in the end, it was Eowyn and 5 Rohan warriors. Rohan only lost 2 guys.
Yeah.
Which I really didn't expect. I didn't think it would be that.
I think they were killed from Grinner. Or one of them.
Yeah, Grinner definitely got killed. So fairly comprehensive for Rohan and kept their hero alive, crucially.
Yeah.
Their defence 3 hero.
Yeah.
So they've done
she
very,
may look
very
like
well.
she's in armour, but must be paper mache.
Indeed. So Rohan are now guaranteed to go through. Rohan are through, and the Fiefdoms are out, meaning that in round 3, Fiefdoms v Rohan is a bit of a dead rubber, but Rohan, of course, playing for position, playing to be the winner of the group, and Fiefdoms playing for a bit of Scottish pride.
Yep.
And the main match of round 3 will be the Ruffians v Goblin Town.
Yeah.
To see who goes through. You've got Goblin Town for that.
Yes.
As in your win. Do you still see them coming through that game?
I do. I think the Goblins, the shooting not as devastating for the Ruffians, so they should get there with a few more models.
But the Ruffians have got more numbers.
Same numbers.
The numbers are 9, 11. There's 13, 11 to the Goblins. So if the Ruffians with their 3 bows can take out 2, it's even. And then you've got a kind of 3 might angry hero against a mobilising wizard.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Heroic move.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Come on, Ruffians. I want to see the Ruffians get through, scrape through. I think that'll be quite the victory if they can
I
take
think I'd rather see the Goblins.
Yeah. What do you think? As ever, let us know in the comments below. Chris, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us here in the Matchup of the Day studio.
Thank you.
And we will see you tomorrow for the final round 3 of Group 2. Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your hobby hosts. Support your channel hosts on the links below.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Support your hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming.